How y'all doing, folks? Now this right here, by God, is a sure enough money-saving idea. Any of y'all that have small animals or poultry, whether it's turkeys or guineas or chickens or ducks or quail, whatever, any of you that have rabbits, little dogs, big dogs, it don't matter. Anyway, if you're needing a waterer, I want to show you how to make a 5-gallon waterer. For me, it's probably going to cost me about 25 cents. If you had to go out and buy everything, it might cost you $10. But this is a 5-gallon waterer that I'm going to have for my chickens and my ducks. And it's costing me just pennies. And the same thing, like you see a red and white one at Tractor Supply or some places, they're $50, people. $50. Well, I think you're going to like this. Now, I cannot take full credit for this design because I saw someone else do this, but I did do some modifying, and I'll explain that when we get in there. But I done something a little bit different than the other feller did, and I think you'll like what I'm doing. Anyway, let's go in the house and see how we're gonna make a 5-gallon chicken waterer for pennies. What you're gonna need. Now for me, I'm doing a 5-gallon waterer. So you need one of them 5-gallon water bottles. Like you know what I'm talking about. You've seen them all over the place. They turn them upside down and use them in them water coolers in offices, and now people are doing them in their houses because that gum can't get good water. You need the means to drill a hole 5/8 inches in diameter. This is a 5/8 inch bit, and the hole in a 2-liter bottle is bigger than 5/8, so this works out perfect. You're going to need 2 2-liter bottles, 2 2-liters, and 1 3-liter to do it my way, or 3 2-liters will work. You're going to need some RTV silicone, and a pocket knife will come in handy. Okay? Well, that's all we're going to need to do this. I do have that little sander. The little hobby sander uses a 1-inch wide belt, which I could use to smooth some plastic here. We'll look at that later. But anyway, this is all you need, and a pan to set the jug down in, but we'll get into that later. All right? So, we'll be right back. We'll start the first step. Well, all right, if there was a critical part of this, I guess this one step right here will be the only thing that's critical. We're going to drill this 5/8 inch hole right down here into this jug. And I'm taking this cap here and I'm sort of trying to figure out where would be the best place for it. Because if I get a little bit too high, the shoulder of this bottle, which you'll see later, is going to ride up. And if I get a little bit too low, the shoulder is going to ride down. And that's another reason we're only doing a 5/8 inch hole and not a bigger one. So I look at this and I figure, all right, I'm going to put my hole, I'm going to put the point of this paddle bit right in the center as far as up and down goes of this flat surface right here. Okay? So let me just get that in there. Don't know if y'all can, let me see. Can y'all see that? Well, you almost can. Alright. Okay. That made a bunch of noise. That's good. Alright. Well, that's the only drilling you got to do. Now, you can take you a saw. I'm going to just use a pocket knife. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut the tops of these bottles off. Let me show you where. Right behind that shoulder. That shoulder right there, that little hard shoulder. Well, right behind that shoulder is where I want to end up with these 2 liters cut off. Not the 3 liter, or not your third 2 liter. But 2 of these 2 liters are going to be cut off right behind that neck. Now, if I need to, I can cut them down lower if it's easier to do it. And then I can take I got that little 1-inch wide belt sander, you know, little sander where I could sand that off nice and smooth. But basically, all I'm going to do is just cut the head of that bottle off. And depending on how sharp your knife is, will depend on whether you can do it that way or not. And obviously, mine ain't sharp enough. So I'll just reach up in here where that plastic is thinner and get it penetrated. But don't kill my darn self. Damn, what a time. Alright. Anyway, now I have cut the top off that bottle. Alright? But what we want is we want this smooth back behind here. Because we're going to take that RTV, that silicone, we're going to take this silicone right here, and we're going to silicone that cap holder right there. Right over that hole we just drilled. Okay? So that's what's going to happen. Let me see here. Now, I'm going to take my little sander, and I'm actually, or if you got a grinder, a little 4.5-inch grinder, or a bench grinder, or any kind of a belt sander. The whole idea here is we want to get this excess neck. Let's see if I can show it to you. We want to get that excess neck right there gone. We just want that flat right across here. Okay? So, I'll take a pause for the cause and be back with you. This one right here to go pick. Anyway, the idea is we've got one of these glued right down here with silicone. Then we're going to stick another one right up there. And just glue it on there. And the reason we're going to put one up here is so when you take this cap off to water your animals, you just stick that cap right up there to store it. And that way you don't lose your cap. Alright? So I'm going to get these 2 steps done, then we'll go to the third one. I just did. Let me give you a little better idea of what we're talking about doing here. See this? The idea here is to just glue this right on over that hole down there in that jug, and the other one I'm going to glue up there on the shoulder. So this one here, I'm going to glue right down here, and this one has got all the crap in the middle of it. Instead of me worrying about digging that out, it just gives me more surface there to stick. I'll just glue that one up there. Okay? So, let me get that done and I'll come back. Actually, no. Let me tell you what the next step is. That way I do all my gluing at one time. Now, what we want is, make sure we can see that jug. want here is we want to be able to fill this jug up and cap it off, okay? So what I'm going to do, and as you can see that fits in there, well, what I need to do is trace me a mark around here, cut this off, get me some silicone in there, get this put in place and silicone this piece right here into the top. The idea being we want to get this airtight, you know. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be marking this and cutting and trimming and getting it to where to fit, and then once I've got it, then we're going to silicone all of it at one time. Well, what I did to cut this top piece is I just turned the bottle upside down, set it on there, took a Sharpie and traced upside down, and then cut it out, trimmed it off nice and smooth as I could. And right now that is friction fit in there. It ain't going nowhere. I don't have to worry about it falling down into the bottle. So I'm going to put RTV silicone all around this to seal it real good. And where I had that one that was all clogged up, actually it just popped right out after it cooled off, so we're all good there. So let me get this silicone put on there. That'll all be ready to use tomorrow. So I'll just put my cap right there. So, why pay somebody like Tractor Supply? I'm not picking on them, but they just happen to be my local supplier. Why pay somebody like that $50 for a chicken waterer whenever you can make yourself one just like that? Well, I want to thank you very much for watching. I'm all excited to get that working because it's been such a pain in my rear end to get water out to my chickens in that chicken tractor. I bought 500 foot of water hose, some of it guaranteed not to split and shit, busted everywhere. And I'm so worried about forgetting to turn that water hose off whenever I leave for the day. Because on city water, oh my God, how about run up a bill? So this right here, I won't have to worry about it because, or as much. And I was using my lawnmower, pulling a trailer at first, you know, hauling buckets back and forth, and hell, I'd have to fill the buckets up and carry more buckets than I needed because half of it would splash out. Well, with this method, they ain't nothing going to splash out. So I can actually fill it at the house near the hydrant, shut the water hose off right there on the spot. So I'm real excited about this. Y'all have a wonderful day and a better tomorrow. Bye. I don't buy new cars, I don't buy brand names, I go to Goodwill for my clothes. I like to save money, I like to find bargains, it's the life I chose.